But with SOS, one of the things that we recognize is that cymatics is not simply an acoustic phenomenon. We feel from our perspective that cymatics is also an artifact of the mind. So every thought, every emotion that we have has a very distinct pattern. And the really interesting thing about that is that, but if we look at, say, Gurdjieff and Ouspensky's work, and we review their thoughts on what they called objective music versus subjective music, what we see is that objective music has characteristics and effects that generally cannot be attained through, contemporary subjective music. And the reason for that is because the objective music is representing tangible, real, absolute, values that exist extraneous from the subjective observer. And so the reason that we can get things bordering on the miraculous, or just as important, a uniform response reaction. So if we, an interesting example was Gurdjieff did a demonstration using only an accordion, and he had 100 infantrymen sit in this tent, and he played them a piece of music on an accordion for, I think it was maybe about 20-30 minutes or something like that. And at the end of this simple accordion song, every single infantry soldier in that tent were shedding copious tears. All of them. They were all crying. And if you put any kind of contemporary musician using a subjective approach, it's anyone's guess as to how that mix is going to happen. So imagine that you've got a piece of art that evokes a relatively uniform response.